The immigration news for international audience from Immigration For Me. This is Joy Stephen from the Pollensis Studios. The main headlines. Canada announces new intake for FSW. Nurses are not in the FSW list. However, Quebec continues to welcome foreign nurses. Intake numbers for FSW reduced to a maximum of 5,000 in total and 300 in each category. Emphasis on English and educational credential evaluations. Canada launches a new startup visa for business owners. Temporary foreign worker changes for Canada. The news. Jason Kenney, the Minister of Immigration, announced the new FSW program. This is what the press release from CIC had to say. Citizenship and Immigration Canada, CIC, will be accepting applications to the new and improved FSWP, or the Federal Skilled Worker Program, as of May the 4th, 2013. The release further went on to say the Canadian government's number one priority remains jobs, economic growth, and long-term prosperity. The changes ensure not only that Canada can select the immigrants most needed by our economy, but they are best positioned for success. Improvements to the FSW points grid are based on a large body of research which has consistently shown that language proficiency and youth are two of the most important factors in the economic success of immigrants, the release said. Looking at the category list, there are 24 occupations listed, with several engineering and medical occupations. However, nurses does not appear to be on the list. Nurses are still welcomed by the province of Quebec through their skilled worker program. Computer programmers seem to have relaunched into the FSW list this year. The new release includes the following categories: 0211 engineering managers, 1112 financial and investment analysts, 2113 geoscientists and oceanographers, 2131 civil engineers, 2132 mechanical engineers, 2134 chemical engineers, 2143 mining engineers, 2144 geological engineers, 2145 petroleum engineers, 2146 aerospace engineers, 2147 computer engineers, 2154 land surveyors, 2174 computer programmers and interactive media developers, 2243 industrial instrument technicians and mechanics, 2263 inspectors in public and environmental health and occupational health and safety, 3141 audiologists and speech language pathologists, 3142 physiotherapists, 3143 occupational therapists, 3211 medical laboratory technologists, 3212 medical laboratory technicians and pathologist assistants, 3214 respiratory therapists, clinical perfusionists and cardiopulmonary technologists, 3215 medical radiation technologists, 3216 medical sonographers, 3217 cardiology technicians and electrophysiological diagnostic technologists. The new FSW regulations emphasize more on English and introduced education credential evaluations. Points for language has increased from 16 to 24. Applicants who score 6 in all IELTS bands will get 16 points. And applicants who score 7 in speaking, reading and writing and 8 in listening will score a mammoth 24 points. The minimum threshold requirement for language was introduced in the new selection process. Only applicants with a score of 6 or higher in each IELTS band will qualify for FSW. Educational Credential Assessments, or ECA, were introduced in the current process. Canada introduced designated assessment organizations to do the assessments of educational qualifications of prospective FSW immigrants. The organizations currently approved for ECA by CIC are Comparative Education Services CES from the University of Toronto School of Continuing Studies. 2. International Credential Assessment Service of Canada. 3. WES or the World Education Service. And 4. The Medical Council of Canada for evaluating doctors. Quota for categories. To speed up the process and to avoid long wait times for processing, the Canadian government has introduced quotas for each of the categories and an overall quota as well. The eligible occupations stream will have an overall cap of 5,000 new applications and subcaps of 300 applications for each of the 24 occupations on the list. As soon as the 5,000 cap is reached, the government will close the acceptance of any more files. As soon as a quota of 300 applications are reached for each of those categories, the Canadian government will stop accepting any more applications in that particular category. Canada launched the new Business Startup Visa program. This program, which opened for applicants on April the 1st of this year, is an important part of the Government of Canada's plan to build a fast and flexible economic immigration system. The Startup Visa program is the first of its kind in the world and provides Canadian private sector organizations with access to a broad range of entrepreneurs, including the world's best and the brightest, in whose ideas they can invest. At the same time, the program provides immigrant entrepreneurs with valuable assistance in navigating the Canadian business environment, which can be a challenge for newcomers, and enables them to build innovative companies that can create Canadian jobs and compete on a global scale. Reforms to Temporary Foreign Worker Program in Canada. The Honourable Diane Finley, Minister of Human Resources and Skills Development, and the Honourable Jason Kenney, Minister of Citizenship, Immigration and Multiculturalism, today announced reforms to the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, also called as TFWP. The changes will be the following. They will require employers to pay temporary foreign workers at the prevailing wage rate in Canada. They will temporarily suspend the accelerated labour market opinion process. Increase the government's authority to suspend and revoke work permits and LMOs if the program is misused. Add questions to employer LMO applications to ensure that TFWP is not used to facilitate the outsourcing of Canadian jobs. Ensure employers who rely on temporary foreign workers, they have a firm plan in place to transition to a Canadian workforce over time through the LMO process. They will introduce fees for employers for the processing of LMOs and increase the fees for work permits so the taxpayers are no longer subsidizing the costs. They will identify English and French as the only languages that can be used as a job requirement. Quebec continues to accept nurses. Quebec continues to welcome international nurses and their families, said Mr. Assayag, who held the post of the former Associate Deputy Minister of Finance in Quebec. Mr. Assayag was also the Associate Deputy Minister on the Ministry of Immigration in Quebec. For a free Quebec evaluation, visit Mr. Assayag's webpage at polensis.com/Abraham Assayag. Immigration for Me has introduced a free new app to evaluate your PR chances to Canada. If you have an Android device, you may download the Immigration for Me app from the Android store on your mobile device. If you have an Apple iPhone, you may download the Immigration for Me app from the Apple Store into your mobile device or iPhone. You may also download a self-evaluation tool for Windows. If you're running Windows 8, this application is available from the Windows Store. If you're running Windows 7 or lower, you can download the free app into your computer and find out if you qualify for immigration. Apps are available for download from our website, immigrationforme.com. Immigration for Me News is now live and will be on air once every month or whenever a new immigration opportunity arises. Please click on the subscribe button below and you may be notified of the next immigration news release on YouTube. You may also subscribe for the immigration newsletter at immigrationforme.com, which will provide you a transcript of the news with all the links mentioned here. Thank you for watching and see you all with some hot immigration news shortly. On behalf of all of us here at Immigration for Me, I wish you good luck in achieving your dreams of migrating to some of the world's best destinations. Immigration for Me will include public service notification in each of our news broadcasts. Thank you. As part of our monthly news telecast, Immigration for Me will attempt to provide you some fundamental precautions when dealing with immigration in our closing statements. Always be cautious when you deal with immigration. Canadian government has made it a law that only immigration practitioners who are authorized by the government is allowed to counsel clients and charge a fee for services pertaining to immigration. The laws are clear with the Australian and New Zealand governments too. Always visit the government website of countries who accept immigrants. Here are the Canadian, Australian and New Zealand government websites for your reference. Also make sure that individuals you deal with are listed in the regulator's website, and the regulator's website I have provided for you here. Canada. The Canadian government immigration website is cic.gc.ca. CIC is Citizenship and Immigration Canada. .gc is Government of Canada.ca. Now, do you want to check if the person you are talking to regarding your immigration matter is actually an authorized individual? Then you may have to visit www.icc-crcic.ca. If you want to do a free online evaluation for your chances to migrate to Canada, you can visit www.polinsys.com. POLINSYS.com. Now let's go to Australia. The Australian immigration website is www.immi.gov.au. I repeat, www.immi, I think it's a short form for immigration, .gov, short form for government.au. Now, do you want to know if you're speaking to the right person regarding Australian migration? Then visit www.mara, that is mara.gov, that is government.au. Now, if you want a free evaluation on study opportunities in Australia, you may visit www.polinsys.com. Now, New Zealand. New Zealand immigration government website is www.immigration.govt, that is government.nz. Do you want to know if you are talking to the right person about immigration to New Zealand? Then you may want to visit www.iaa.govt.nz. If you want to do a free evaluation on study opportunities in New Zealand, then you can visit www.polinsys.com, POLINSYS.com. If you are on Facebook, a good Facebook reference point is www.facebook.com/Polinsys. We will also want to end this news today with something which you may want to think. If you are a nurse and an agent approaches you and tells you that you would qualify to practice nursing in Germany, do you think it is true? One of the foundations of good practices in nursing is to ensure you can communicate with your patients. That is one of the reasons why regulators in Canada and other English-speaking countries have a tough benchmark for English language testing. Now, what language do they speak in Germany? German, is it? Do you think you can practice nursing in Germany without knowing the local language? It is always good to approach such situations with a common sense approach and be cautious. Wishing you all good luck in your quest to settle in one of the best destinations on this earth. I am Joy Stephen, signing off for the time being. Thank you.